welcome back to Talking Shakers, our weekly web look at the goings on at Gig Lane. My name's Mark Isles and with me today is Liam Cronell. Right, okay, let's kick it off this week with a bit of disappointment for the Shakers. Cup exit at the weekend, Liam.
Yeah, it's hard to know how it could have gone much worse, to be honest. Obviously going out the cup, that's the third time in 4 years they've crashed out in at the first round stage. Andy Bishop's got a new injury worry. Mark Hughes was sent off, so that's him out for 3 games, and there's a few murmurings of discontent from the terraces. So all in all, not a great day for the Shakers.
Seems to be a bit hot and cold at the minute. I mean, what's the feeling like at the minute?
I've not seen an awful lot of them, but what I have sort of seen this season is that they're just adjusting to life in League One. Obviously, they find it a big step up. They've lost key players in Lowe and Mazik, and they haven't really replaced them. So it's just about sort of finding the grounding. Crawley, for their part, looked like a team who were going places. Obviously, they romped the conference last year, flying high again in League Two this year. And I'd be staggered if Bury weren't playing them at Gig Lane, in 12 months' time. But for Bury, it's just a learning curve. The manager's still, Richie Barker's still inexperienced, really. So it's just a question of everyone sort of pulling in the right direction.
An inexperienced manager he may be, but he's beaten Sir Alex Ferguson, Mancini, who else? Les Parry of Tranmere Rovers to the North West Manager of the Year award, and yet still there are discontented voices on the terraces.
Yeah, I mean, Richie Barker spoke about it after the game, how he was disappointed with if you want to call them the small minority who seemed to get on the players' back. I mean, I even heard one call for Chris Casper to come back, bring back Chris Casper. I can only assume he was being ironic, the guy who shouted it, but he is a young manager. He deserves his award along with Alan Neil, because let's not forget, when Alan Neil left, there was still a lot of work to do to get them promoted. But he spoke about a couple of the players they just want the fans to get behind them. They know it's difficult, and he said, and he made a very good point on Saturday, that they are really punching above the weight. You look at a team like Crawley with all the money and the financial investment, yet Bury, mid-table in League One, just get behind the team.
I mean, to survive this season would be the main aim, really, wouldn't it? And nothing more.
Absolutely, and to be honest, everyone at the club knows that. I don't think anyone, well, certainly when I say everyone at the club, within the club as opposed to the supporters, I don't think the manager that's speaking to Phil Picking at the weekend, Ashley Eastham, all were stating that the priority is staying in this division. Anything else is a bonus.
And any early team news? I mean, Andy Bishop was struggling.
Yeah, there's a concern. Fortunately, it's not one of his, the tendinitis that's sort of plagued him for the last couple of seasons. It's a trapped nerve in the back. Richie Barker said he's going to need rest, but hopefully he'll be back for the weekend. But we just don't know. It's too early to say. Obviously, Mark Hughes is going to be out now, missing for 3 games, suspended, which will be a big loss. So you don't think Sodji or young Andre Jones will come in. And the only other players, obviously, Lenny John Lewis, who was foolishly sent off at Oldham the week before. He'll be back, so Bishop doesn't make it, he could go straight in.
Do you think Sean Harrod's got it in him to turn it round at Walsall at the weekend? Because we paid the money for him. He's got a good record elsewhere. Do you think he's got it in him?
He looks a striker desperately short of confidence to me. And as you well know, one goal can change everything. He really struggled, I have to say, at the weekend. But Richie Barker seems to have faith in him, and you know how quickly things can change around. One goal changes everything, and no one more than Harrod will be hoping that comes on Saturday.
That's great. Well, that's all we've got time for on Talking Shakers. Join us again next week, where we'll be looking back at the Walsall game. Cheers.